$600 and the major IRS announcement on popular cash transferring apps like Venmo, Cash App, and Zelle, just to name a few. I have all the details and exactly what you need to know right here in the video. Let's get right into it. I know in this video, I do want to share with you the details of an important announcement out of the IRS in regards to $600 and what this is going to mean for about 44 million Americans who use popular cash transferring apps, including, but not limited to, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, Apple Pay, and the list goes on and on. Let's get into it and talk about the details and what is this $600 announcement out of the IRS and what does it mean for you. Really fast before we do, thanks for joining me. If you have not done so yet, make sure to do yourself a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button right down below the video. It is totally free to do so, and I'm here for you right by your side every single day, advocating on your behalf and of course keeping you updated with what is actually going on as things continue to change, and we are getting a lot of announcements out right now, including this announcement right here that is also very important. There's a lot of things that are happening between now and the end of the year, and all of 2024 are going to be very busy, and I'll be here for you every single day, no matter what, to do all the research and to break it all down into these short videos so you can stay posted on what is actually going on out there and how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, and of course, your bank account. All right, thanks again. Please subscribe down below, and let's get into it and talk about the $600 IRS announcement. What does this mean for millions and millions of Americans, and what is the deal with these popular cash transferring apps? All right, so back in 2021, a piece of legislation was passed that required anybody who received money in the amount of $600 or more to be reporting this information from a 1099-K from all of these cash transferring apps that I mentioned a minute ago. Again, Venmo, Cash App, Zelle, Apple Pay, and again, the list goes on and on. Those are just the big popular ones that are out there. However, what they did is they suspended this and said, we're not going to do it basically starting in 2021 or 2022. And now they were just out on Tuesday and they said 2023 is going to be another transition year where this is not going to be reported with a 1099-K. Now, I do want to clarify this really quickly. I am not saying that if you get money through one of these cash transferring apps that you do not need to report it as income. I am not saying that at all, okay? You still need to report it as income if that is income that is coming into you, okay? There's a fine line between all this, which, by the way, quick disclaimer, this is not financial accounting or advice in any way, shape, or form at all. I'm just bringing you this information so that you can make the best calls on your own situation. And again, you've got to use your own best judgment here. But here's what it comes down to. So basically, if you were going to be receiving $600 or more as payments, not reimbursements from friends and family, again, there's the fine line right there where a lot of people would get caught up with this, is basically if you're getting paid for rendering of goods or services in the amount of $600 or more, these cash transferring apps would give you a 1099-K that you would also need to report to the IRS as income, and then that would also be taxable unless, you have deductions and stuff like that. But again, that is for you and your accountant to decide, not for me to decide in this little video right here, okay? However, they did make one little exception to this. They basically said that in 2023, if you received $20,000 and had 200 or more transactions in 2023, well, guess what? Now you're still going to get a 1099-K. Anybody less than those numbers that I just gave you, $20,000 worth of transactions or the 200 transactions that I mentioned, then you're not going to get this 1099-K for the year of 2023 since they're still counting this as a transition year, okay? Now, this is going to be, let's just be real, it's going to be probably a headache for a lot of people when they do implement this. Now, the numbers that I was finding out there is that 44 million Americans use these cash transferring apps, which is about 12% or so of our population. I'm going to say this much. I think the number's a lot higher than that. I think virtually everybody, obviously not everybody, but a huge percentage, way more than about 12% of our population, uses these cash transferring apps. And again, there's a lot of them that are out there, right? And all it has to be is $600. Now, again, let me define and let me talk through this fine line a little bit more closely here, okay? So what would be taxable and what needs to be reported to the IRS? It is payment for rendering of goods and services, okay? $600 or more. But again, this is likely to go into effect in 2024. It was supposed to be this year, but they just pushed it out again. as a transition year for 2023. However, let's just say that you're getting together with friends or family or something like that, and throughout the course of the entire year, you reimburse each other for, say, food or groceries or gas or whatever. I don't know, a bunch of different stuff, okay? Let's just say throughout the course of the year, you've sent back and forth well over $600. Let's just say it's $650 or $700 or $1,000 or $5,000 through the course of the entire year. You've reimbursed somebody or they have reimbursed you. Does that count as getting a 1099-K from these cash transferring services? No, you should not get a 1099-K in that situation. Why? Because you didn't receive payment as rendering of goods or services, but rather you got reimbursement. Reimbursement money is not necessarily taxable, okay? That's the big problem here, and why we've been hearing about this for many years now is they're saying this is going to swoop in a lot of people who just send money back and forth to reimburse each other. Maybe it's reimbursing your kid for picking something up at the store for you, or reimbursing a neighbor or a friend or something like that. And these are the situations where they're saying, hey, this is going to bring a lot of people in that should not be getting this in the first place, but they're getting it because basically they got more than the $600 threshold. Does that kind of make sense? So they're trying to fine tune this. And again, they're giving it one more year here, which is honestly pretty nice for the people because now we're not have to go through that extra paperwork. But remember the exception to the rule, 2023, $20,000 or 200 transactions or more, this will still generate that tax form. Now, again, I want to emphasize this one more time. And again, I want to say this as well before I say this, which is this is not accounting advice. This is not financial advice. This is not advice in any way, shape, or form. However, remember this much. If you're getting income for rendering of goods and services, that is reportable. You must report that stuff to the IRS, okay? So by me making this video and saying, oh, they're foregoing this $600 threshold, situation for 2023. Great, I don't need to report my income. No, I am not saying that, okay? I am not saying that whatsoever. All income is reportable and taxable by the IRS unless otherwise stated. And again, that's for you and your accountant to decide. That is not for me to decide here in this video, okay? But rather, I want to point this out because this is a big deal. A lot of us use these cash transferring apps. In fact, I'm going to be real with you. I use 3 of them all the time, okay? I use Venmo, I use Zelle, and I use Cash App all the time. Depending on what I'm doing, I use all 3 of these on a very regular basis. I do not use Cash App. I have in my life, but that was years ago. I haven't used it in quite a few years. But my point is I use all of these. So this is just a lot of extra paperwork, and I'm super glad that I don't have to do it this year, okay? So I'm just being real with you right now, okay? And I think a lot of other people are probably feeling this exact same way, okay? But again, keep this in mind. This is another thing. It is coming. This is not like a thing that the IRS is going to say, oh no, we're just going to forego this and never again ever look at this information. That's not what they're saying. All they're saying is we're trying to tune this in. We're trying to fine tune the process here. We're going to give another transition year, but get ready. It is going to be coming and this will be implemented. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of just when it will be done, okay? But either way, this is a pretty nice announcement here. This saves a lot of people a lot of headaches, and it saves people a lot of extra paperwork, and it gives these cash transferring apps a lot of extra time here to kind of prepare for this and to make sure that they're only sending out the proper tax forms, the 1099-Ks, out to those individuals that actually need to be getting them versus all the people that are just sending reimbursement payments to their friends, family, stuff like that. So it's a good announcement. I'm glad that we got this here. And again, this was just announced on Tuesday. I want to bring it to your attention right away. If you have any questions, comments, feedback, anything like that, please make sure to stick that down below in the comment section. I'll be here for you in any way that I possibly can be. If I need to come back and elaborate on this further, let me know down below. Otherwise, subscribe. I'll keep you posted on all of this going on right now. There's a lot of things that are happening between now, the end of the year, the beginning of next year, and all of next year is going to be busy, busy stuff. I 100% guarantee it. There's a lot of things that are happening. There's a lot of things that are unraveling as well, like the economy, right? If the economy goes down the tubes, which is likely going to, a major recession early next year is what a lot of people are saying right now. If/when it happens, get ready. Money is going to be printed like crazy, and they're going to be pushing that money out. Anyway, again, I hope this helps you out. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so. Leave a comment, question, feedback down below. Hit that like button down below, the thumbs up button. Share the video with your friends from my social media so they can also stay tuned with what's actually going on right now and this good announcement here that'll affect a lot of people. Otherwise, go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including those that I have linked down below in the description. Enjoy your day. Take care. Have a good one, and catch you again later.